Well, hello there. Welcome to the energy theme for this week. It's the week beginning the 3rd of May 2021, and my name's Karen Turpin from karenturpin.com, if you don't know who I am. Now, this week, interesting. Well, I find it very interesting. I'm looking at the macro, what's happening on the planet, as well as the micro, what's happening within us. And there's always a connection, of course. You can't have one without the other, internal, external, that kind of thing. Now, when we look on the planet currently, well, really for the last year, what we're seeing due to the current thing that they've got going on, our freedom's being taken away. Bit by bit, they're taking more and more freedoms away from us. So we are feeling globally, uh, on the micro, um, a lack of freedom, the inability to express ourselves fully. Um, we can't take the breath of life in so freely. We are experiencing limitations of so many things that we want to do in life, in business, in relationships. So many limitations are being placed upon us. We are not free to be us, to be who we truly came here to be as a people globally, because of the restrictions they've placed on our freedom. It mimics times in history, Nazi occupation, the whole thing with Jews having to have passports and stamps on their, the tattoo stamps on their wrist, and all of the stuff through all of that awful, awful history. Yet we see much of that is being they're trying to bring a lot of that in with various passports for this, that, and the other. So that's all going on a micro. Whatever's going on the micro will be happening within us to some degree as well. Sorry, did I say micro or macro? Whatever is happening out there on the macro will be reflected within us, our micro, what's happening inside of us. So the question, are you feeling limited? Are you feeling that you can't express yourself fully? Are you feeling that you're being held back from all that you truly want to be? Are you having flashback memories of times from your past? I'm generally talking about this lifetime, but it could be other lifetimes too, where you have not been free to be all that you truly want to be. When someone has put you down, condemned you, stopped you, limited in some way. So I've noticed that, in recent time anyway, even in the last, week or so, flash memories of times in my life where I've been limited in some way. And when these flash memories come up, what I've been doing is look at them and thinking to myself, someone tried to limit me or put me down, and I accepted it. I stayed small because of their expectation, their desire, their negative words, whatever that might be. And that might be, husbands, partners, parents, teachers, siblings, society at large. Do you have a situation, a time in your past when someone said you can't do something, or you will never amount to anything, or you're not good enough for that, or whatever that limitation is? Is there a time in your past when someone has said that to you and you've just accepted it and sat down quietly again? Have you, in other words, allowed someone else to tell you who you can be, what it's possible for you to do, or what it's possible for you to achieve in life? Are you having these old memories come up recently that is reminding you of those times where you were made to sit down and be quiet again, maybe like a good girl or something, because that's the common one. Sit down, be quiet, be a good girl. So we learn these things from the experiences that we have. Now, at the moment, if you align to the moon, you might say that this is because of the dark moon. I tend to think of this as, on a larger scale, meaning that this is just our state of evolution at the moment. these old memories are coming up. So they're just kind of flicking up rather spontaneously, but it's reminding us of our limitation, of how we've accepted the limitation placed upon us by other people. So, a parent, a teacher says that we can't achieve that. So we go, okay, I can't achieve that. Well, should we be standing up saying, you know what? I actually can achieve that and I will achieve that. And can we override their words? Can we move beyond, what we see as a limitation? Can we bust through that and actually become great, become amazing, become successful at what we really want to do? Can we take the power that is within us and be that creative force in the world that goes out and does what we came here to do? So there's the reflection of the macro and the micro. Globally, so many people are being told that they can't do X, Y, and Z, and they're accepting those limitations. Have we done that personally in our life, for the whole of our life, maybe for other lifetimes, where we accept what someone says we can and can't do, where we kind of play by the rules, as it were? But is that our lot in life? Are we capable to be much more? I personally believe that we are. And I feel that this uprising that we're seeing, micro and macro at the moment, is very purposeful. It feels to me like we are kind of on the cusp of this moment of transformation, which of course really is also all connected with the awakening of consciousness on a massive scale, but mass consciousness, really, that awakening, where we come into a state of really honoring and knowing who we truly are and what we're here to do, and having the confidence, to actually step out there and be who we came here to be. So really breaking through any of those limitations that have been placed upon us, and just, taking the full force of our spirit, of our spiritual power, and just moving that through us and creating the life that we really want. So what will it take for us to actually step out into this full uprising? What will it take for us to actually just realize that we're sick of playing it small, that we're sick of not achieving what we really want to achieve in life, or maybe just that we are sick? And where does that sickness come from? Does the sickness come from the fact that we are not using our creative force, that we are suppressing the energy that wants to come through and be expressed through us? And in fact, could that be what's actually making us sick? Because we know that we are capable of so much more, that we came here to be so much more. So it's kind of rather like trying to water your garden when there's a kink in the hose. You're stopping the flow of the water coming through. Are we stopping the flow of creativity, of the energy that wants to flow through us, because we accept the limitations placed upon us by other people, by ourselves even? So is it time for us to unkink the hose and just let that come through? What will it take for us to step out and actually be all that we can be? I kind of get the feeling that because this uprising on the planet and within us is so purposeful, that we're really on the cusp of that transformation. Now, if we're about to step into the ultimate transformation, what do we need to have in place for that to be successful? Well, anytime they build a building, they're going to have to dig deep. They've got to go kind of almost underground, deep within, to build those strong foundations. So they clear all the gunk from, clear it all out of the way, and then they put the strong foundations in. Now, the taller and bigger that building is going to be, the deeper the foundations have to be to hold it all, to support it. So could it be that this feeling, these old memories that are, coming up from deep within, could that be our spirit, our higher self, automatically digging deeper within us to clear out the shit so that we can put these strong foundations in so that we can grow bigger and taller. Can you see the kind of metaphor that I'm using here? So, can we dig deep within ourselves, clear out all the shit, all the limitations, all the stuff that holds us back, and say, right, I'm finally over this. I'm going to clear all of this out. Let me get some good, strong foundations and get this thing moving, building it up. One thing that's really exciting is that I feel we're in the time now where this can grow very, very quickly because there is definitely a movement of energy. It's an absolute creative force that's available to us now because we're creating. You've probably heard me talk about this since January or before, but there is a momentum that's gathering now. We are in this new timeline, and what doesn't work well now, what doesn't fit well now, um, that has to be let go of so that we can create create a new life, a whole new timeline on the planet. I feel that it should be one of freedom and creativity and support for each other. And of course, love and, all of the nice stuff. But we've been in eons of timelines of limitation. And now we have to bust through that and be in creation and have the freedom. So if you had the freedom to create anything you want to in your life, what would you create? Who would you be? How would you live each day? What type of things would you do with your day? What would you, if money wasn't an issue to you, if you had all the money, you didn't have to be doing a 9 to 5 to pay the bills. If you were adequately supplied with money, what would you love to spend your time doing? How would you spend your day? So give some thought to all of this. What would be your ultimate? I would love to dot, 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 fill in the blank. What is it that you would love to do? For me, I would love to do what I'm doing because I love what I'm doing. And I could happily do this, more and more and more. Not everybody's so fortunate because there's a slight misalignment there with what you're really doing. So I invite you to dig deep. Be truthful with yourself. What works in your life? What doesn't work in your life? Could you bring up the stuff that's not working and declutter it? I'm a big fan of decluttering. Every time I clear out my cupboards and clear out a whole load of stuff, something new comes in. That's great, isn't it? You throw out some old clothes, new one comes in. It's a miracle. Clearly, it's what I'm creating because I'm prepared to let go of old stuff that doesn't serve me so that new and fresh and beautiful things can come in. So, again, it's the in breath, the out breath. We know that nature abhors a vacuum. And so, if we clear out and declutter that old stuff, then something new and good is going to come in its place. And that could be old jobs, old relationships, old homes, locations. It can be anything that is no longer in alignment with you. Clear it out, let it go. I love this subject of decluttering energetically. It's something that I talk about in my Abundance Bootcamp program because it's so powerful. When we let go, we receive. When we are prepared to let go, and then are we prepared to receive? Because it's interesting how we can even block our ability to receive with these feelings of not deserving and not being enough and all of this. So this is multiple layered. If we want to be successful and have the beautiful abundant life that we really want, it's multiple layers that we have to dig through. So I encourage you right now, because energetically we're supported to do this, dig in, dig deep, and be really, really brutally honest with yourself about what doesn't work for you. When you start clearing that stuff out, I promise you, if you are willing to receive beauty and abundance in your life, that's exactly what you'll receive. So you'll start to let it in. So, anyway, I feel that this is an energy of progression. I feel that we can move very quickly now if we actually knuckle down, focus, dig deep, get the work done, and then see that that beautiful building of what you create with your life just coming up in leaps and bounds. So that's my energy theme for this week. I hope it's been helpful to you. I hope it encourages you. And of course, I am a coach, a spiritual coach, and I work with entrepreneurs to help them bust through their abundance blocks, anything that holds them back from that beautiful, abundant life that they want. So if that speaks to you, if you're a little bit stuck with how to dig in and clear some of this stuff, then send me a message and let's talk together and let me see how I can help you, because I really want you to have the beautiful, abundant life that you deserve and that you were born here to live and experience. So get on with the work and let's see where we go next week. I'd love to hear your progress. Make sure you send me some comments. Have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.